Hi everyone, welcome back to the cottage. Today I'm going to be giving you a tour of our boys' shared bedroom space. This is one room in the cottage that is nowhere near complete, and just like the girls' shared bedroom tour that I gave not too long ago, I wanted to give this tour as sort of a before blank slate vision of what the room looks like today, so that I can talk about some of the plans that we have moving forward, and then along the way we can share the projects that we take on. And so when you are taking this tour of the room, just know that there is a lot of work left to do, but we are living in this house and enjoying this space just like every other room in the house, just the way that it is. And we know that the details will come with time. Our boys are ages 14, 12, and 10, and they do enjoy sharing a bedroom. And I'm going to show you around and explain how we make that work in our home. This room is actually a fairly good sized space. It is the entire width of our footprint of our house, which is 28 feet wide and about 13 feet deep. Now, the difference is that we do not have side walls that you can stand up against, and that's one of the key features of a cottage. And so our roof trusses actually sit right on top of the second floor trusses, and that means that right along the edge of this bedroom there is no headroom. You cannot stand there. You can kind of crawl there, but it's really not quote unquote usable space. But we still wanted the whole space to be opened up, and so we left the roof exposed all the way down to the floor of this room. Walking into the room, you see that we have a nice vaulted ceiling, just like the girls' bedroom has. The pine boards have been painted white, and that just gives a nice airy feel. It opens up the space. It gets a lot of sunlight from the southern facing window, but it's not a harsh light because it does have good tree cover in the summer. And so in the summer it doesn't get blazingly hot in here because it's shaded. The sunlight also bounces off the white walls very well and reflects lots of light into the whole entire space. There is a metal light fixture right in the center of the room that sort of anchors it all together, and also some can lights along the slope part of the ceiling to give some extra light in the evening hours. The shared area is just that. It's just a shared kind of space in the middle, and it holds basically right now just one piece of furniture, and that is this beautiful mid-century modern dresser that was gifted to us by my grandmother. And she had it in her home, and I've always loved it, and I asked her if we could please have it, and so she gifted it to us, and we just absolutely love it. It's perfect for this space. I sort of had visions at one point of painting it, but it has a very nice finish. The finish has held up super well over the years, and I just don't think I have the heart to do that. Our younger two boys share this dresser. They each have one side and 3 drawers total, and that is plenty of space for them to keep all of their clothing. They also have a bit of space in the upper drawers for some personal items, as we shared in a recent video about decluttering some of our belongings that had been packed away. You'll have to go watch that video to see what they decided to keep. As with the rest of the main and the second level of the cottage, this room has beautiful hardwood oak flooring that my husband installed. And this just gives a really nice, natural, warm feel to the room. And we don't have plans right now to add any rugs or additional furniture in this central space. It might look a little bare to some of you, but we don't have any need right now to add any furniture or decor pieces, and we aren't going to do that just for the sake of filling the space. And so this is just left very neutral, very minimal, and it's functioning beautifully for our boys. What makes this room work so well, and probably is what gives it the most unique character, is the fact that each boy has their own sleeping nook space. And that was something that was very intentional as we were designing. Though they were sharing a bedroom, we wanted them to be able to have a little corner that was just for them and that they could put their own personal stamp on. The younger two boys share this side of the room, and they each have their own unique space. We incorporated into each sleeping nook a small reading light for the evenings that is controlled by a light switch. And initially when we were planning this space out, we thought that they would each have a extra long twin bed, and that the wood that is shown here would be the headboard side of the bed. But as we were working out the details and after we moved in and after the girls' beds were finished and we moved the twin mattresses over to their room, we discovered that it would actually work well to have queen size beds in these little corners that are underneath the slope part of the ceiling. And that space is somewhat, not super useful anyway. And so we just thought having the bed there would really open everything up. And that was a huge transformation. That actually made the room feel a lot bigger than it did when we had the twin beds oriented the other direction. The boys really love this layout, and they especially love the fact that they can have larger beds. And we do have plans in here to raise the beds off the floor slightly with a platform of some sort. I'm not sure if it would have storage underneath or if it would just be kind of built up off of the floor. Just make it a little easier to get in and out of, and it would make it easier to make the beds themselves. I've heard about beddies, and that might be an option too, but it's a little expensive and not in the budget at the moment. The side wood walls are really where the boys have put their stamp and their personal touch on their sleeping nook spaces. These walls were created with wood that was reclaimed from a shed taken down from Craig's parents' property, and we were able to sand it down and varnish it when it was installed, and it just looks so beautiful and is a great backdrop for these special items that they choose to display. Our middle son has a writing award that he proudly displays here along with his collection of books. He's very into inventing and mechanical things, and so his display really does kind of incorporate the things that he loves. Our younger son has a collection of library books that he's working on reading through this summer, and he also has a funny personality and always seems to have like a joke book or something available to read as well. And he has a medal that he won in a race as well as a hat collection that he decided to put up himself. The great thing about this wood wall is that they can easily change out their displays depending on what their interests are. They just have some simple wood push pins that they can take in and out, and really you can't even see where the pins have been. And so we're not worried about damage. Let's say this wall was drywall, there'd be all these little poke marks in the wall, but you can't see it in the wood. And so this is a perfect spot for them to really experiment with what they like and what they want to display. One thing that I really love about this room is that each of the boys has their own personality displayed in their space, but when you're walking into the room itself, you don't really see it. And so it's not overwhelming, doesn't look cluttered. You see the white part of the walls, and all of their personal things are more private. And our oldest son lives on the other side of the room. Being that he is the oldest child, he does have a slightly larger space and a more private space. We do have plans eventually to add some sort of curtain that can be opened and closed depending on the amount of privacy he would like. And again, like the rest of the room, the ceiling in here slopes all the way down to the floor. And so right at the edge, it's not really super usable space. And so his bed is once again tucked underneath that slope part of the ceiling. And that allows a nice walk space for access to his own personal dresser. On top of his dresser, he has a nice assortment of books that relate to different things that he is learning and different skills that he wants to learn. And on his display wall, he has what he calls a grit board, and that's sort of an inspirational board that gives him some encouragement and some purpose in the things that he's trying to achieve. And this is another area that we have plans to upgrade, maybe get some letters cut out of metal purchased on Etsy or something that we can make a really nice full wall grit board for him, because he really does love having this inspiration here. And the last feature of this bedroom is one that I can't even fully share with you. They have what is labeled on the floor plan as a closet, and it would be considered a fairly nice walk-in closet actually. But as I mentioned in the girls' bedroom tour, the boys' hanging clothes are actually in the girls' second closet in their bedroom. And that is because this closet in here right now is used more as a clubhouse, boys only type of space. They have games, music instruments, different things that they just like to hang out in this space with and just have kind of a little boys club. And they do not want me to share that with you on film, but just know that it's a super fun space that they really enjoy spending time in and kind of just having their own little secret nook that they can use whenever they want. Well, that is it for the tour today. I hope that you enjoyed getting this little glimpse into the boys' shared bedroom and seeing how it looks and functions today. And I hope that you'll stick around by subscribing so that you can see the changes that we make in the coming months to add even more personality and function to this room. Thanks so much for stopping by the cottage today, and I hope to see you again really soon.